from the world of boxing, popping in to see us this afternoon is Frazer Clarke. Good to see you, Frazer.
Hey, Frazer.
Good to see you guys. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you. Now, it was a difficult end to the year for you, that first round knockout to Fabio Wardley, and you have to get yourself back from Saudi with that really nasty cheekbone injury. So I suppose the first question is, how are you doing? How are you recovering?
Yeah, I'm all good now. It was difficult, mate. Honestly, you don't want to get it like that very often. Let me tell you.
Spencer told us it looked at Spencer Oliver was telling us it looked at one point you'd have to have an extended stay, and while they did some surgery on you.
Yeah, it was scary for a minute. It really was scary. Thankfully, it wasn't as bad as it looked, and you know, thank you to the doctors and medical team over there. They looked after me really well, and I was good as new before you knew it. You got the best man for the job, I understand. His Excellency got on the case and got you the best man for the job. Good. Yeah, I'm not sure he was too pleased about it. Apparently, he had to get out of bed, but he looked after me and fixed me up a treat, so all was good.
When you come round from a fight like that and you're injured like that, how does that feel, Frazer? Is your immediate thought disappointment of losing the fight, or is it I've got to get myself better?
No. I mean, I'll say this, and I've said it. Boxers have a completely different mentality to normal people. Rational human beings don't think like we do. And I was just gutted about the result. You know, you put so much into it. Yeah. For it to end out, it did. You know. It's gutting for me as an individual and as a fighter. So yeah, that was my main concern.
Yeah. Where have you been cleared to fight again? Have they given you any sort of timeline?
I'll be after tomorrow, after the 10th, I'm cleared to fight again. So
I was going to challenge you to a fight today. So that's bad luck for you.
Yeah, you're lucky. You're lucky.
So you've not been able to spar or anything so far?
No, not yet. Nothing of that magnitude. Been training, ticking over. But going forward, as of tomorrow, I can get into the sparring, into the real deep training, and hopefully a fight date.
Are you worried at all, sort of mentally, what that's going to feel like? I mean, last time you were in a ring, that happened to you. I mean, have you been thinking of it, or have people been talking to you about the psychology of that once again, even sparring?
Again, I've heard this a lot from a lot of people. You know, the psychological side. Them people just aren't built like me, unfortunately. That it's no concern to me at all. You know, there's fighters, then there really is fighters, and I'm not concerned one bit. You know, obviously, I don't want to get hit with too many more of them shots. No one does. Yeah. But if I went in there thinking about that, then I'd have to have a conversation with myself and say it's maybe time to hang the gloves up. But no, not one concern.
So you're looking forward to it, I guess, to get back in there and just start working again.
Can't wait, mate. Like a kid at Christmas. You know, it's what I do. It's what I've done since I was 11 years old. I've missed boxing, and I've not had that opportunity for a long time to miss boxing, but I really have missed getting in there, sparring, getting ready for a fight and competing. Longest layoff for a while, so I'm just looking forward to hopefully April getting back in the ring.
And boxing, particularly heavyweight boxing, is having a sort of golden period, isn't it? Because of Riyadh season and all the fights that we want to see, they're being made. You know, there's more money than ever to be made. All those things, some brilliant bills being put together. It must be an exciting time for you.
Yeah, I mean, you know. I sort of had my opportunity. It didn't go as planned, but I'll never let that deter me. You know, that we're in a golden age, I'd say, at the minute. It sort of left for a while, but it's an exciting time. All the lads, all the heavyweights, they're all doing so well. You know, there's good fights, there's good matchups being made. They're all competitive.
Seems deep. Seems the field seems deep.
The layers are there. Do you know what I mean? And I think the division missed that for a while. But now it's there, and now that these fights are being made, and there's no ducking and diving and so much. So yeah, long may it continue, and I'm glad to be a part of it.
Yeah, you want to be back in the shake-up because there's a lot going on, isn't there, at the moment? Especially, I mean, even among British fighters, you could have a sort of Super Six at the moment.
Yeah, of course. I'm dead realist about things. The top bottom is my last fight. I was knocked out in the first round, so I think it's not so much a rebuilding phase, but you've got to put yourself back on a pedestal to be involved in them conversations. But I plan on doing just that. You know, I think I've got a good team around me, and hopefully the guys at Boxer and Sky can, you know, sort something out, get me into one more good fight, and then before you know it, you're back in the mix.
Is there another fight with Fabio Wardley? Your first fight was so brilliant, and what happened to you in the first round can happen. Do you think there's any possibility you get him for a sort of trilogy fight?
I think Fabio is on his own journey at the minute, and he'll be looking above me, which is totally understandable. Would I love that trilogy as someone that got defeated like I did? Absolutely, of course I would. And I think the British, I just had this conversation on the train on the way here with a few different people. People want to see us in the ring again.
Yeah.
So,
well, that's all that matters ultimately, isn't it?
Exactly.
You sell tickets and you do.
Exactly.
People want to see a fight.
He's on his journey and he's doing fantastic, by the way. We've got a lot of respect for Fabio Wardley. I'm going to continue on mine, and hopefully that will lead us to each other once again, because I think, as people that watch the first fight scene, and even the second fight, it was drama, it was dramatic, no matter what people say. So I think we've sort of got that thing with each other where anytime we're in a boxing ring, you're going to see fireworks. Next time, I just hope they're not exploding off my head.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the time as well, people are stepping up in weight, aren't they? I mean, with Usyk, obviously stepped up in weight to become a heavyweight, and Lawrence Okoli's stepping up, I think, at the moment.
Well, I think it's the glamour division, and people want to see heavyweights, and obviously it's well known there's a few more quid at this division as well. So I can understand why people are doing it. And Usyk, he's done it so well. Look at what he's done. Lawrence,
what did you think of that fight?
I thought it was a fantastic fight. Once again, I think just like the first one. First time I was there live. This one I watched on my own. I got to see it. It's different watching it on the TV, but I thought it was a fantastic advert for heavyweight boxing. Very good, two very good fighters. And I think the right man won the fight, and I think he won it well.
Moses Atoma was in earlier on with Francis Warren and on with Jim and Simon, and that was a bit of a statement win for him as well on the last big night of boxing on the undercard.
Looked really good.
We had a chat with him, I think it was before his second fight, and look, he's raw and he's young, but he's some fighter, isn't he?
He's fantastic, It's difficult because I always hear that he's in the same division as me, but as a boxing fan, I've liked what Moses has been doing since the amateurs.
Yeah.
I heard about him long before he was even going to Europeans and stopping 5 out of 5 fights. And then as a pro, he's took to it like a duck to water. He's very exciting. He's young. He's only getting better. And I've got a lot of respect for him once again. Anytime I've seen him, it's always been respectful. And, again, even though we're in the same division and I imagine we have the same goals, I'm just a fan of good fighters, and that's exactly what he is.
Also on that undercard, we had Dave Allen, Johnny Fisher fight, which was very contentious. Yeah. And I heard Johnny talking the other day, saying he'd be very happy to have a second fight. Again, that's one of those fights you would have thought in isolation, wouldn't have been anything special. There was an expectation that Johnny was going to win that on his way up. But Dave put up a brilliant performance. I think in most people's eyes won the fight. I didn't feel sorry for Johnny, as I would any boxer, because he's not scoring it. He's not the judge. He's taken a lot of heat for it, but all he's done is gone in and done his job, and it's up to the judges to make their decision.
That was my instant reaction. Johnny wakes up, goes to the gym for 12 weeks, 10 weeks, whatever it is, all year round. You're a professional boxer. He does his work. He gets in the ring, and that's as far as it goes for him.
Sure.
He tries to put on his best performance, which he did. Unfortunately, on that occasion, I think he might have just lost the fight, but he got the decision. But that's totally out of his hands. He's there to do a job. He did that to the best of his ability. On that day, his hand was raised. I do think he won. I do think he lost the fight. But obviously, like I say, he got the decision.
Can you explain something to me, Frazer? Everyone was saying that Dave Allen old-manned him. The old man. Can you explain that phrase?
He was wily, wasn't he?
I've fought Dave Allen, and I know exactly what he does and what he tries. And by the way, I've got no sympathy for Dave Allen because when he fought me, he tried to get me disqualified for the whole fight. That's all he was doing, complaining about low blows.
Dark arts.
There's dark arts to it, and that's a side to boxing that it's not pretty, it's not glamorous, but it's very effective, and he does it well.
Yeah,
he does it well. The little tries to hold your nose with his glove to stop you breathing, hits you with the palm. The actual shot that wobbled Johnny, it's not a dirty punch, it's a legal punch, but it's a little short hook inside. He caught me in one of them in the first or second round of our fight. So he just experiences boxing, especially heavyweight boxing. It's about experience, and Dave's got bundles and bundles of that. He's been in with everyone, so I can understand why it gave Johnny certain problems. But one of the good things is for Johnny, he will be almost twice as good a fighter after that experience. Sure. To come through them 10 rounds, difficult 10 rounds, he should be very proud of himself. And there's a lot of noise around this.
He was aware he's in about 3 or 4 of them, but
the thing, that's it. He would have learnt a lot from that. He looked out on his feet, and he did remarkably well to sort of hang in there, didn't he?
I think when I've listened and spoke to Johnny, he's a realist as well. He doesn't think he's a finished article. He knows there's a lot to learn, and I think that fight was just proof of it. And hopefully he takes it to the gym and does that.
Not just the scoring around that fight, the scoring in the main event. A lot of people, it just seemed that every marginal round went to Usyk, and I think most people felt he'd won it. But I could understand Tyson Fury feeling that the margin of victory was a touch OTT. I mean, what was your take on it?
I've not watched it again round for round.
Yeah.
But if I'm just looking at overall, I thought Usyk won the fight, and I thought he won it quite convincingly.
Okay.
I mean,
so you didn't have a problem with it?
I didn't have a problem with him winning, and the scoring. I mean, does it matter if you're winning by an inch or a mile?
Sure.
You're still winning. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So, but I get where you can see if you're Tyson Fury or in the Tyson Fury sort of group, you can say, well, that's way too wide. Like, you know, is it like that? But I think for me, Usyk won the majority of the rounds, and when he did win the round, he won it more convincingly than Tyson, and that's taking nothing away from Tyson. I thought he was better this time than he was last time.
Yeah.
And he's a great fight. You know, he's a British legend. So.
Do you want to see a trilogy fight there?
Not really. No, I don't think so. I wouldn't mind seeing Usyk hand the gloves up. I don't know who else he goes on to fight to prove anything, to do anything. But I'm never going to tell a man to hang his gloves up. Do I want to see Fury AJ? Absolutely, because I'm a Brit and because I'm a boxing fan.
Yeah.
But with Usyk, I'm not sure who gets him out of bed now. You know, after you've done AJ, you've done Fury, you've done Dubois.
Yeah.
They're the top dogs. Is there any point in going and fighting Wilder, who was the other big name?
Yeah.
He's not in his great form, is he? So no, I'd like to see Usyk. Sail into the sunset.
As one of the greats, I think.
I think one of the best that's ever done it.
And have you got your eyes on anyone, Fraser? Have you got anything in the pipeline you're going to announce soon?
Here we go. No, so obviously we're talking about this group of British fighters. I think I'm not in any position again after the last performance to be here calling names and this and that. But the people you just talk about, we're talking about your Fishers and your Allens. Well, I've already beat Allen. I think John needs to put that right. David Adelaide's come off a great win recently. He knocked out Solomon Darkry. So, and I think between us, there's not much love lost. I won't say we're anywhere. We don't really like each other. I think it'd be another great one for the British public. Yeah. And I've had a big night at the O2 before with Fabio Wardley. You can't beat them nights. Two British heavyweights, domestic bust up on a British night. So that kind of fight, I'm looking forward to that this year.
Right.
And finally, what is your timetable? You're going to get back into the gym tomorrow. So when would you like to have your first fight, ideally, if everything goes to plan?
Yeah, I've been training all over Christmas, and now I'm just waiting for a date. It's looking like April 18th. Right. Fingers crossed. I'm just waiting for some confirmation on that. But I think, to get back in there, a reasonably good level. Again, I don't want to drop down because it was one round, and it wasn't like I was beat up over 12 rounds. So I'm still fresh off that. So April, and then again in the summer, hopefully a big domestic dust up, and we'll see where we go with it.
Brilliant, Fraser. Good to see you.
Thanks, Fraser.
Good to see you back and in fine fettle, and enjoy life in the gym. And we look forward to seeing you back in the ring soon.
Take care, guys. Thank you.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app, and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.